All right, first things first. When we're starting to look at learning a new pitch, we have to break it down in several segments to show you what's the most important thing to learn or the process in which to do that. Looking at a rise ball, we're trying to get an object to go from point A to point B in about a 40 to 43 foot basis between the pitcher and the catcher. In order to do that, the first thing that we're going to talk about that affects that is the grip. There's several different grips out there like that I've said to you. The first one that I've learned, or the one that I've actually learned over the years that I've adapted to me, is I take my ring finger, place it right there on the seam, the slimmer part of the seam there. My middle finger, I place it right there so that I've got the grip on the seams. I take my index or my pointer finger and I curl it right up on the side. Different variations, people will curl it all the way up to the side. I was more comfortable on the side. My thumb comes right down here on the seam if it can reach. It splits right between those two fingers. Most importantly, notice that I still have my air pocket and that ball is not tucked all the way back in there so that I minimize my wrist rotation. There it is right there. Now, this pinky here can be tucked all the way down there if that's how you choose it. It's really there just for comfort and for balance. So that's the grip that I use. Now, the pressure is all applied on this finger right here, and it should be to where you cannot move that finger. I'm not white knuckling or gripping it in through here. It's right there on that finger. Another variation of that grip, and especially if your finger gets sore after a few because you're putting so much pressure, you can just go ahead and put that finger right up there by that middle finger so that you're working on wrist snap and you still are using the same grip. You're just not getting the pressure or hurting your finger until you build up that callus. Okay, another grip is using this horseshoe right here, taking that middle finger, placing it right there on that seam. The thumb comes right down to that seam so that those two are on the seams, and this index finger curls right there on the side. Okay, those two are the ones that are there. The pressure is still there. Another grip that you'll often see is one that just puts them right there, and they're working on getting through that doorknob with that wrist rotation. Always the same thing with it, not back into the palm of the hand, but with an air pocket that you can use to maximize your wrist snap. Now, like I said, the reason that I ended up tucking my finger as I was playing with my rise ball and learning from different pitching coaches is it gave me one or two more rotations, therefore possibly that 1/4 of an inch movement in the ball that you might need to throw that batter off to be successful. There are several different grips there that you can play with, and the most important thing is I challenge you is to find a grip possibly that I've never seen or you can invent yourself that works the best. If your ball is rising, it's because your wrist snap is correct and you found a grip that works for you. Most importantly, you've got to find your pitcher or yourself to see what's comfortable in the hand. You can hold it like this and get great rotation on it, but if you don't feel like you've got a good grip on the ball or you're losing the ball, it defeats the purpose because you won't get that extra rotation anyways.